guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about our finances. I'm going to be getting a little bit open and honest with you about our financial situation and how we are working to get out of debt. So let's jump in. We do have some debt, but our only debt comes in the form of student loans. So I grew up with my dad being the financial person in our family, and he always stressed the importance of not being in credit card debt and the importance of having a good credit score. So I have grown up with that always on my mind, knowing that that is super important, and I've carried that into our marriage. And so Andrew and I both together now really feel that it is important to have a good credit score, and here is why. We would love to buy our own house within the next year or two, and if we want to get a loan for that house, we have to have a good credit score. If we want to get a car in the future, we have to have a good credit score. When you rent an apartment, which is what Andrew and I have always done since we've been married, apartment communities will run your credit score, and chances are if you don't have a good credit, they won't accept you to the property. So having a good credit score is so important. And here is how we like to help build our credit score. We use credit cards. I know sometimes people get scared at the thought of using credit cards because you can get into credit card debt so easily, but we have the mindset, and I learned this from my dad, use your credit cards for the things that you're gonna buy every day anyways, your groceries, your gas, and then at the end of the month, you always pay off your credit card. So that is really important to make sure that you're careful with what you're putting on your credit card and making sure that you're only putting the things on there that you're gonna get anyways, and that you have the money for in your bank account. I'm gonna say it again. Only spend money using your credit card that you already have in your bank account. That way you don't get into trouble. Think of it like you're using your debit card. Think of it as coming straight out of your checking account. You just have to remember to pay that card off at the end of the month. So yes, it is a little bit more effort than using your debit card, but it is so worth it because you're helping to build your credit that way. That brings me to my next point. I am working with Credit Sesame on this video, and Credit Sesame is one of the major tools that Andrew and I have been using to help us keep track of our financial situation. Credit Sesame is an app that lets you check your credit score for free. So when you go to check your credit, it doesn't affect your credit at all. But also, it is much more than just a free credit score checker. Credit Sesame not only gives you your credit score, but it also gives you recommendations for how you can improve that credit score. So it has different categories, and within those categories, it will give you kind of a credit report card and will grade you A through F within those different categories and show you which areas you need to work on to help you improve your credit score. All of that to say, Credit Sesame really is a great app. It is 100% free. It helps you be able to check your credit score for free, which is huge, and just provides you with so many other helpful tools to help you keep track of your financial situation. Now we're going to talk about student loans. Not a fun topic, but a necessary one. It is something that we are diving into and ready to tackle. It's going to be such a great feeling when we can say that we no longer have any student loans. We are using, to tackle our student loans, the Dave Ramsey snowball method. So the whole point in using the snowball method is to get the satisfaction out of paying off your debts and use that to motivate you to knock them all out. What the snowball effect is you start with your smallest debt. If you're working to pay off your credit card debt, then you start with your smallest credit card. If you are working to pay off student loans like we are, you start with your smallest loan. We have all of my student loans broken up into different sections, so we'll start with the smallest one and we will pay the minimum on that. Once we have paid off that smallest student loan, we will take what we were paying on that small student loan and apply it to our next smallest student loan. And it will snowball, it will grow, and by the time we have reached our largest student loan or your largest credit card, you have all of this momentum, and before you know it, you will be completely out of debt. The last thing that I want to talk about is something that Andrew and I think is very important, and we've really lived this way since we got married, kind of out of necessity at first. But now we like the feeling of it, and that is living within your means. So we don't have the fancy cars. We have the cars that we've had for a very long time, but they work, they get the job done. We don't have the fancy house, we don't have the fancy clothes, we don't have the fancy things now, but we would love to have those things in the future. So what we're doing now is we are preparing for the future. We're living within our means. We understand what we can afford now, and we just kind of live that way. But the whole point of it is to not satisfy that want and desire now so that we can have it one day in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it really inspired you, motivated you, or just got you thinking about finances and things like that. I hope that hearing it from me helped you just to relate and know that you are not the only person who is in debt, but there are practical ways that we can work to get out of that and live the lifestyle that we want to live. Yes, it means sacrifice now, but in the long run, it is gonna be such a good thing, and we're gonna be happy that we did it. Make sure you guys check out Credit Sesame. I'll have a link to it in the description. It's just such a great free way to check your credit score and get some financial tips. So go ahead and check that out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already so you don't miss any of the fun videos that I have coming up for you. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see